Kia ora koutou e te iwi. So it's Annette here, and I just thought I'd come on today to do a little kōrero about my upcoming Clean Banking program, due to start 1st of March 2022. Thank you so much for all of you who have already signed up, and I've had a heap of questions, and I thought I'd answer them most easily in a video. So Clean Banking program, I want to start, and there goes my son. Sorry. And which is probably a good place to start, as he is the reason for all of it in the first place. So we'll just let him go. As you saw in my previous post, so one of the reasons that I do business and do all this work, and the purpose of my programs on offer is to increase. I'm just going to go get him. There you go. There you go. Let's look at this photo. The photo here, wherever it is. As you'll see in that picture, I'm very, very hapu. And that was about a couple of weeks before this little fella was born. That there is on our whenua that we bought in January. Check out the last post if you want to see any kōrero about why I used that picture. But it's also when we went to buy that piece of land, we saw that the vendor, so the party selling that just under 1/4 acre block, was actually Her Majesty the Queen. And I thought that was awesome. There was a great feeling at the end of it, because I was able to say to myself, you know, in many ways, buying residential land that isn't Whenua Māori under the Te Ture Whenua Act is still a form of land back. You know, it's about buying our whenua back 1/4 acre at a time. And so that is one of the principles of why I do what I do in my business, is because in my view, home ownership is a pathway to to having more whenua Māori in Aotearoa. So let's start with my whys. So the purpose of my programs is, one, so that my Mokopuna will not be tenants in Aotearoa. It just seems a bit odd as Indigenous people, that we put up with that sort of position in our own country. And so home ownership, Papakāinga, all these things that I advise on, all lead towards me not wanting to have my children, my taonga, have a future of being tenants. Not just as residential tenants, but tenants on the whenua as well. The second reason and the second purpose of my programs on offer is to increase Māori land ownership in Aotearoa 1/4 acre at a time. So two things: Mokopuna, not tenants, and Māori land ownership to increase by 1/4 acre at a time. If you're sitting on the fence about the joining up for the Clean Banking program that you see here, I thought I'd clarify a few of the questions that are coming through to me. So number one, on the 1st of December, I'll just take this down now. On the 1st of December last year, so 2021, the rules changed. The CCCFA rules changed so that it's made it quite a lot more difficult to get a home loan or to get any more lending. If you thought it was difficult before, it's now very difficult. If you are thinking of buying a home or wanting to get any kind of finance, in the next 6 months, you're going to need at least 6 months to lead in. Those of you who are really great, already prepared and got your financial behaviors sorted, okay, maybe the 3 months again, maybe immediately, but some of the most well-prepared financial prospects are getting turned away for home loans now. Okay, so if you have a thinking you might want to come on in the next 6 months, number one, it will take you probably a good 3 to 6 months to prepare for most people. and a good chunk would probably take about a year. Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm not sure if I'm able to hold these on the 1st of every month, because obviously there's a 12-week program all up. The second question I've had is it 4 weeks or is it 12 weeks? Well, Clean Banking is my module, and that's 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks. Clean Banking is essential for all pathways of any of my programs. Okay, why? Because unless you have cash and you're building on your Papakāinga, Whenua Māori, or your home ownership or your investments, unless you're doing that using your own cash, you're probably going to need a home loan, a bank loan of some sort. And yeah, so if I'm to help you in any way, I need everyone to do Clean Banking, point blank. At the end of the first 4 weeks, I then split out into pathways. So for those of you who want to go through to your first home or first home ownership, cool, we just carry on in the normal typical line that I go. There'll also be another stream that goes into Papakāinga, that's Whenua Māori. And then a third stream is for investor basics. So I've been doing property since for about 20 years now. So, and I'm also a full-time professional in the property industry. So I probably won't be able to teach you what I can. No, I won't be able to teach you what I do on a regular. But we'll be starting with the investor basics. So those are 3 streams: home ownership, so first home ownership, Whenua Māori home ownership or Papakāinga, and investor basics. So those are the 3 streams of 8 weeks afterwards. But every person who wants to come on my program has to do Clean Banking, because we need to have your financial practices in line. Okay. Let me just see what else I needed to say. So why am I doing it in this format? Well, as you heard, I'm a registered property valuer. I'm a full-time, make my own personal income from valuations, from my properties that I manage, and from e-commerce. So that's what I do for my crust, my living. When I offer these services in this way, in this format, as I always have on Facebook and everything, it's always been about democratizing good advice and professional advice. So mine. Yeah, just democratizing it, just making it accessible and as affordable for as many people as possible, so that fewer people have to come to professionals like me and have an hourly rate. So I hope that helps. And let's just see what else I have here. Yeah, so I think, I'm not sure if I've got it in the post right now, but I will definitely put the link in at the end of this video to find or buy tickets or register for the cohort starting on 1st of March. Click the link in the post. I'll also put it here. Just give me a second. Here we go, and it's about to share, and I'll put it just under my picture here on the screen. So here we go, and here we go. So if you go to that address there, which will also be in the post, click on it, you'll find the link to be able to buy tickets and register. At the moment, it is just a one-time payment. So that's for the first 4 weeks for Clean Banking. I will be having payment plan options, but it will cost more. The total amount will cost more, if that makes sense. Yeah. And if you want to know why, it's because it's about twice as much work, because you have to go in there and process each payment, process more. It's just more. Yeah, I think maybe we'll leave it at that. I do want to say that, let me just see. If you're sitting on the fence, I totally understand. You can find all my videos on this page or in my iwi community, the private community that I have, and find as much of the free advice that I give there I try my best to come on and do free videos and little webinars and things like that where I can. So the difference is coming in and registering will mean that you can be part of a more structured program. It is a course, so there are some audio, pre-recorded content, downloaded things like PDF and workbooks, and then also access to live workshop or me talking to you live type thing. Okay. Also, if you want to know the difference between the $55 version and the $55 gets you onto my WhatsApp text list as well, where I give you exclusive updates. Maybe I see a property that I think people could benefit from or might like to buy. You might have something for sale that you want me to spread around my members, or the weekly tip or things like that, okay? So that's the difference. You get onto that private WhatsApp text message list. Kia ora, everybody. So thank you for everybody who's registered so far. Thanks for having this little guy with me. I did not intend for that to happen, but he is the one who's in my puku in this photo. Let's see here. He's in my puku there, and that block of land we bought to dedicate to our son. So I'll end on that. If you ever wanted to know what's the difference between how I do property advice, is all about Mokopuna and all about land back. Oh, thank you for whoever registered. Ka pai. You're a bomb. Always land back and Mokopuna. And each one of my children have a property that is assigned to them. We buy them. We're the kaitiaki for them as their parents. And when they turn 18 to 21, somewhere in there, each of those properties are what we're going to use to help them leverage the equity to buy their own home. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, if you're worried about the future for your tamariki or your mokopuna, about whether home ownership is going to be affordable for them, then I'm your lady, because that's my style of property advice. Okay, ngā mihi everybody, ka kite.